Hello, you're watching Arise Entertainment 360. I'm Lola Ogunike.
And I'm Shannon Lanier, and we're here to bring you the newest and hottest stories in American entertainment, culture, and sports.
And coming up, is it a ploy for attention, or is actress Amanda Bynes crying out for help? You be the judge when you see the video.
Plus, comedian D.L. Hughley puts his best foot forward. But was it enough to save the Dancing with the Stars contestants?
Probably not.
Ooh.
Oh, and DJ Kid Capri is here to tell us all about his VH1 show and what it's like being a legend on the wheels of steel.
Chippa, 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 chippa. Yeah, I used to be a DJ back in the day, too, you know. Yeah, I'm going to have to bring out some skills when he gets here.
Okay.
But,
DJ Shannon in the house.
I know, watch out. Don't hurt him, don't hurt him. All right, but first we have to tell you about these pranksters. You know, the people who call in phony emergencies to celebrity homes. Well, you better beware. The game just got serious. California lawmakers are cracking down on swatting, and a bill that would put pranksters behind bars for up to a year just cleared its first hurdle in the California legislature yesterday.
Well, celebrities like Ryan Seacrest, Justin Timberlake, Diddy, and Rihanna have all been victims of these hoaxes. And last month, a 12-year-old boy admitted to calling 911 about a false incident at Justin Bieber's house. This joker was even responsible for a swatting at Ashton Kutcher's home. According to police, it cost them as much as $10,000 to respond to all of these fictitious calls. Now, the bill still needs further approval, Shannon, before it can become a law, but if it does, I have to say bravo. I hope this thing passes. Yeah, now my thing is, wouldn't the 911 caller or the operator on the other end have known it was a kid? Like, yeah, I have to report a crime. Right? You know, you would have thought that they would have said, okay, this is fake, but I guess they have to respond just in case. I know, they have to, because you never know what could happen, you know, but, you know, if these pranksters are convicted, they could also get a fine of up to $2,000. Wow. I say they should get a fine of up to $10,000.
Yeah, make it stick.
If you're costing the state $10,000, right, then the person has to pay $10,000. Pay it back. Even after 12, then your parents, you better watch what your kid's doing on the phone. That's all I have to say. He'll have a job at McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell to work at 12 years old, right? At 12 years old, right? You better do something. I tell you. Well, speaking of pranksters, a man who crashed the stage at the Grammy Awards is now headed to court. Ukrainian prankster Vitaly Saduk ran on stage right before Adele's acceptance speech in February. I remember that. Yeah, and the 24-year-old was charged with 2 misdemeanors and could face up to 6 months in jail and a fine totaling $2,000. That must be the magic number out in LA. Well, the LA city attorney tells TMZ the safety and protection of both participants and attendees of major events held in the city is a priority of my office. Saduk will be arraigned on May 31st. Well, you know, this is the same guy who tried to kiss Will Smith. There you go, bam, bam. Pimp smacked him. He was like, what? He tried to kiss him on the red carpet in Moscow, and Will Smith pimp smacked him. He luckily didn't get a little bit worse. But I don't know what this guy's problem is. You know, he probably thinks he's the new Sacha Baron Cohen. Oh, you know, that's the guy who played Borat. He thinks he's Borat. Yeah, it's like, come on, dude. But there's only one Borat. I know, so come up with something new, exactly. Okay? I don't know. And Borat wouldn't get slapped in the face. But Vitaly Saduk, lucky he didn't get a kick with that. Bring out the Philly in him, like, what, son? What? I'm from Philly. Look, but anyway, I'm glad he kept it a little bit classier than that. On the playground, that's where I spend most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, and all shooting some b-ball outside of the school. And a couple of guys. Okay, sorry, we're getting too far. Okay, I get excited. Wait, that was my show. We have a show to do. Yes, sorry. Okay. Focus. So, moving right along. From Django to Electro. Jamie Foxx will play the blue villain in the upcoming Amazing Spider-Man movie. You said from Django to Electro. Yeah, he's gonna be in Spider-Man 2. I'm so excited about this. In the franchise, Electro is actually the evil doppelganger of Maxwell Dillon, an engineer who gains the power to control electricity by being struck by lightning. This is pretty exciting because the blue getup looks nothing like the green-yellow costume that Electro wore in the olden days in the old comic books and everything. Yeah, Fox says that producers wanted something that looked more futuristic and less comic booky. Well, mission accomplished. I mean, this dude looks scary. Yeah, he looks a little freaky, doesn't he? Doesn't he? But I'm excited for this movie to come out. Spider-Man 2. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is what it is. I want a magic power. What would it be? Fly. Really? Oh, yeah. That's cool. I want to be able to time travel. Time travel. Where would you go? Back. Yeah, that's the time travel. Or I gotta wiggle my nose. Go back to, I don't know, mistakes I've made. Go back and play the lottery. Are you serious? Yep. You could go back to anywhere in time, and you want to go back to mistakes you made? Yeah, clean up. I would go back to the 70s and be Diana Ross at Studio 54. You know, All right, let's go back to work.
Okay, I guess so.
Well, if Jamie Foxx's Electro isn't chilling enough, this next story may interest you. The suspenseful political thriller Zulu, starring Orlando Bloom and Forest Whitaker, will close this year's Cannes Film Festival. Now, the movie is set in post-apartheid South Africa, and it centers around the murder of a young girl. Whitaker and Bloom play detectives. Now, this film is based on the award-winning novel by Karel Faye, and the picture has been described as part noir, part social commentary, and all good. Well, I cannot wait to check this out.
Even this picture looks serious. This is like a slow push on them. Very interesting.
And Forest Whitaker, I mean, he's already won 1 Oscar, so I'm wondering if this one will have Oscar buzz too.
It sounds like it already. Well, from one actor to another, the Hollywood heartthrob Bradley Cooper is speaking candidly about rooming with his mother.
What?
Yes, I said his mama.
He lives with his mom?
Well, listen to the story though, because the Hangover...
He's so hot, I don't know anymore.
Oh goodness, the Hangover 3 star tells Details magazine that he moved in with his mother Gloria after his father's death.
Oh, that's
Cooper
sweet.
tells readers about his he tells readers about his close-knit family and how they needed each other following the passing of their dad.
He also says his mom is, quote, a cool chick and can roll with the punches. You can check out the entire interview in the May issue of Details magazine. Now, Shannon, you know, Bradley Cooper isn't the only celeb that shares a home with his mom. Guess who else does?
Who's that?
Jamie Foxx.
Uh-oh.
Well, maybe that's a new trend.
And also, it's like a built-in babysitter, too. It's like, okay, we got the mommy here, and who else can you trust with your kids but your mother?
Could you live with your mom?
No. But
Could you live with your mother-in-law? Yes. No. Right answer.
No, I would live with them if I could build them a separate little house on the side, so they have their own space and we have our own space, you know. I think, you know, 2 women sharing a kitchen is a no-no. Just, you know, and you want to keep your own house in order, so they have a house next door.
All right.
So
now you
I don't mind them being close, just not all up in the house.
So you need an estate. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's an east wing and a west wing. Like, I'll see you next week. Okay, take care. Yeah.
Darling, call before you stop by.
Exactly. Stop next door. Well, social media was all abuzz yesterday with talk of the Friends reunion.
I heard about this.
Yeah, it was Twitter, it was Facebook, it was all over the place. But fans, I'm sorry, the hit NBC show may not be coming back. So don't hold your breath, because it ain't happening. The rumors appear to have been originated from the website called Star Media. But Warner Brothers confirmed that they confirmed to Huffington Post that the Friends gang won't be meeting up at Central Perks anytime soon.
That's unfortunate.
It would have been a good show, though, right?
It would have been a good show.
They could make it a whole movie. I think people would actually go to the movie to see it. Sort of like Sex and the City went to the big screen.
Yeah, and Entourage is going to be a movie, so maybe a Friends movie. That's a good idea.
That's what they're holding out for, probably.
Now you're thinking like an executive. I like that. I like that. Well, Amanda Bynes.
Oh, Lord.
That hot mess train keeps on rolling. The Twitter-obsessed starlet is now posting short videos of herself online. Her newest one, uploaded to telly.com, is called I'm Sucking on a Sour Patch Kid, Listening to Music, Getting Ready for Tonight.
Wait, that's all the one title?
That's all one title. It's a long title, but the video is only a minute, a messy minute. You got to take a look at that.
All right, check it out.
Oh, she looks so innocent there. Can you imagine? Yeah. She's just so pure and fresh-faced, and then she's been having a tough go of it lately.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of pressure to be a child star and to being able to live under the limelight all the time. The cameras, the paparazzi, so, you know, at some point they're gonna act out, they're gonna do something crazy.
But she's really acting out. I mean, she's got wigs and face piercings, the makeup is looking off. It's just, and she's never with anyone. She's by herself. It just feels like a little weird.
Maybe she's
I mean, where are her friends? Where are her families? I don't know.
I don't know, but I hope she gets it together. All right, speaking of getting it together, Bravo star Tabitha Coffey has never been one to bite her tongue.
No, she hasn't.
And now the tempered hairdresser is going after Heidi Klum. That's right. In a blog post for People.com, Coffey says the sparkly mini dress that Klum recently wore reminded her of the type of holiday malar wrapping you find on a 90% off clearance bin. Right. Scratch, scratch, scratch.
Cat fight.
She's going after her.
That's, woo. Coffee. Well, she tried to clean it up a little bit, but fell short at the end of her critique. She said, it is a very, very rare occasion, if ever, you are seen in something not so fabulous. She was talking about Heidi. And she also added, I don't feel like this is a total miss It's just 90% off, if you know what I mean.
I
know. Meow again.
How you try to clean it up and diss her again? Like, only 90% wrong, not all wrong. Really?
Well, fashion beef between Heidi Klum and Tabitha Coffee? Who knew?
I think she's trying to get a spin-off show, one of those best dressed type of shows. So she's trying to, you know, stir up some controversy so people can sign her onto a deal. Oh. That's what it's all about.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
All right. Okay. You know, on Fashion Queens, they have that line, is that a read?
A read?
Yeah. You know when you read somebody?
Oh, yeah,
like when you play them or you diss them. Is that a read? That was a read.
Right.
That was a read, honey. That was
hard
a real
one,
read.
too.
A hard read.
Bam!
That was a hardcover read.
Deliver with the uppercut. Okay. We'll leave you alone. So
yeah, that was a read.
You're like, yeah, it was a read. Okay, well, we'll move on to talk about a funny man, okay?
Yeah.
Funny man D.L. Hughley and his partner Cheryl Burke's tango, well, unfortunately, it couldn't save them last night.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a gracious Hughley told viewers during his goodbye that they have gone further than the competition that they had actually expected. We can agree with that. And next week, the surviving dancers will be doing the foxtrot and high-stepping it to the music of Stevie Wonder. That sounds like fun.
That should be fun.
Stevie Wonder's gonna be doing it up.
Ooh. Well, speaking of music, we know it will be a woman who wins American Idol. You know why? Because the top 5 finalists are all female. And that's the first time it's ever happened in the show's history.
Wow.
The boys have always dominated the singing competition in the past, of course, because you got all these screaming teenage girls dialing. But apparently, like Beyonce said, it really is girls who run the world.
Who run the world. Speaking of Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce's girl Kelly Rowland may be running things over at the X Factor. There are reports Rowland is being tapped to replace Britney Spears. You know, she left after one season. Rowland, you may recall, was a judge on the UK's version of X Factor before Simon Cowell dumped her for Nicole Scherzinger. You know, Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls.
Oh, gotcha. Well, she should be a perfect fit in that since she's already had a little practice on that show.
She's been on one side of the pond doing it. Now come over to the U.S. and do it again, Kelly.
All right, do it again. You know she can. Well, Korean rapper Psy can breathe a sigh of relief. His new single, Gentleman, is yet again another international sensation. The follow-up of his 2012 smash, Gangnam Style, hit the web 3 days ago, and it's already racking in up to 94 million viewers on YouTube.
94 million?
Million viewers.
Whoa!
It generated more than 19 million on its first day alone, according to Billboard.
Goodness. Well, prior to Psy, Justin Bieber held the record for the most watched views on a single day, and that was for his song Beauty and the Beat. That only had 10.6 million views. Please. Right. Gangnam Style, meanwhile, is still king. That video is the all-time most watched clip ever with 1.5 billion. Yes, 1.5 billion views.
Ever?
Ever.
Wow, that's impressive.
So now he's a 2-hit wonder.
I know. I need to come up with a little song and dance. They don't care, I guess, if you can't actually sing.
Style.
Right. Watch out, Shannon style. They don't care if you can sing. They just want you to do something funny.
Yeah, you got to come up with a dance move and a viral video, and then you're good to go.
Okay.
I went 10%.
Oh, wow.
Okay, well, shifting gears.
5%?
Really? Are we going to bargain?
Okay, we want bargain on TV here.
I'm your partner. I didn't even ask for half. I just asked for 10%.
Okay, 10%, fine. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so now from 10% to switching to some sad news. Funeral services were held today for the woman who changed the world, Margaret Thatcher. Britain's first female prime minister was laid to rest, and political leaders from around the world, including former Vice President Dick Cheney, former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, along with Queen Elizabeth and her husband Prince Philip, were among the 2,000 mourners who attended the ceremony at St. Paul's Cathedral in London.
Goodness.
Yeah, sad news.
And sad news from the sports world today. Sportscaster Pat Summerall has died. Summerall, along with John Madden, gave us play-by-play reports from the gridiron. And Madden said in a statement, "Pat was my broadcasting partner for a long time. But more than that, he was my friend for all of these years." Summerall was 82 years old.
And now from sad news to breaking news, Lola. We bring you up to date on the deadly Boston bombing.
Well, according to news reports, an arrest has been made. The suspect reportedly was captured after being seen on 2 videos. We'll keep you posted on any new developments. You're watching Arise Entertainment 360.
Now shake off all that death and